20 years, the long sentences that statutory law now provides if a certain quantity is established.
And is it common for the Attorney General to actually offer guidelines for how federal prosecutors should try their cases?
It is actually for the Attorney General to provide general guidelines. What's unusual and what makes this remarkable is for those guidelines to say specifically, don't charge the most serious offense. In fact, a decade ago, Attorney General Ashcroft at the time issued guidelines to all prosecutors saying it's important that you always charge the most serious provable offense. And so the guidelines themselves are not remarkable. The substance of what these guidelines say is why that speech has gotten so much attention, and I think rightly so.
And one thing the Attorney General said in that speech is that he's concerned about longer sentences for minority defendants that he has seen. Do his changes get at that problem?
Not directly. I think there's good reason to identify the war on drugs, and particularly mandatory minimum sentences, as practically ending up having a disproportionate impact on minority communities because of policing practices and prosecutorial practices. But there's nothing that I see, at least right now, that is directly focused on making sure that his concerns about racial disparity are directly addressed. Now, he did also speak to instructing U.S. attorneys to do more studying and to make specific recommendations on this front. So it's not as though he doesn't recognize that this is just the first step in dealing with all the problems that he mentioned in his speech.
And Professor Berman, we just have a few seconds left. I guess I wonder, is this where things end, or do you think that the Obama administration might seek some real, systematic changes and seek action from Congress at some point?
I'm certainly hopeful this is just the start. And in fact, there are bills in Congress that the Attorney General said he's supportive of, recognizing that Congress needs to do more, as you mentioned before. But of course, we've also seen in this administration often very strong talk about things they want to get done, and then often an inability to go forward or to push as hard.
Douglas Berman, law professor at Ohio State University, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
You're listening to Morning Edition on WHYY. Many of my colleagues are coming into work this morning looking like drowned rats, drenching rain around the Delaware Valley. Not only that, many of them aren't here yet because they are late. Let's find out why with Shadow Traffic's John Butterworth.
Lots and lots of water. 42 freeway impassable right now. 295 in the Whitman Bridge. 130 is underwater at Market Street. 76 east is crawling as you make your way from Conshohocken all the way into Center City. Westbound it's jammed up pretty much there all the way out to Belmont. 95 delays from the Betsy Ross down to the Vine Expressway. That shadow traffic made possible by Thomas Edison State College. For WHYY, I'm John Butterworth.
Penn Medicine supports WHYY. For people with a diagnosis of colon cancer, pancreatic cancer, or any other type of gastrointestinal cancer, there is the Abramson Cancer Center at Penn. From complex surgery and radiation therapy to treatments like immunotherapy that uses your own cells to fight cancer, Penn's Abramson Cancer Center offers treatment options to help save your life. More at pennmedicine.org/GI cancer or 800-789-PENN.
What if humans could control the weather, the floods, the droughts, the temperature extremes that have been plaguing much of the planet? I'm Marty Moscow-Wayne, and today we take a look at the latest in geoengineering, then tips on how to boost the energy efficiency of your house or apartment. That's Radio Times, today from 10 to 12, all right here on WHYY.
Not much controlling the weather this morning around the Delaware Valley. Flash flooding will continue. Highs expected to be around 80. Lots of rain, thunderstorms, heavy at times. 69 degrees in Center City, Philadelphia. It is 72 in Newcastle, Delaware. Also 72 degrees in Bordentown, New Jersey. Tonight's low around 65, partly cloudy. Then sunshine expected for tomorrow. Also, keep in mind to tune in tonight at 8 for live updates from the U.S. Senate primary in New Jersey. Again, tonight at 8 on WHYY. 69 degrees, it is 8:51.
Now the story of a band, its name, and deliberately movie Jank Expectations. Last year, Quentin Tarantino